This video is sponsored by Upbeat. Upbeat is a platform where you can get free music for your videos. More about it later in the video. Hey guys, I'm Saurav, welcome to the channel. I have been shooting videos for the last 4 years and I've learned a lot about videography in these years. I have made a lot of mistakes, learned from those mistakes, got feedback from you people and experimented a lot. Today in this video, I'm going to share the things that I have learned about shooting and making videos. If you are a filmmaker or you want to make YouTube videos or any kind of videos in general, this video is going to be super helpful. So without wasting any time, let's get started. The first point is camera settings. I won't go in depth because I've already made videos covering the camera settings required for videography. If you're a beginner, watch that video. In this video, I'm going to talk about other important stuffs. The important settings for recording video is resolution, FPS and your camera mode. Talking about resolution, I'm currently shooting at 4K. I used to shoot videos in 1080p. After I upgraded my camera, I started shooting in 4K. 4K videos are larger in size, but you get that extra resolution. Even if you crop in a bit, you still get very sharp looking videos. If your camera can shoot in 4K, doesn't mean you have to shoot in 4K. Whether or not you should use 4K or 1080p depends on two questions. Question number 1. For which platform are you creating content? Suppose you're creating content for Instagram. People are going to view the video on a very smaller screen, and then shooting in 4K is not going to make sense because the quality difference is not going to be visible. If you're delivering video to a client, on the other hand, shooting in 4K is a much preferable option. The second question you have to ask yourself is, do you have a machine that can edit 4K videos? For editing 4K videos, you need a very strong machine. My MacBook Pro can handle 1080p videos smoothly, but it struggles a bit when editing 4K videos. So if you can't edit 4K videos, what's the point of shooting in 4K, right? Talking about FPS, that is frames per second, every FPS has a different look. I get this question a lot. Saurav, which FPS should I use for my videos? And there is no particular answer. It's a subjective opinion. When I started recording videos, I started shooting at 60 FPS, but now I shoot at 30 FPS. 30 FPS is comparatively less smoother than 60 FPS, but it looks much more realistic. Again, it depends on what you like. What I would prefer is try different FPS options and see what kind of result do you prefer and then stick to a particular FPS option. Talking about camera mode, I strictly shoot in manual mode and I will recommend you to shoot in manual mode. Don't use aperture priority, don't shoot in auto. You're not doing justice to your camera. If you're new to manual mode, if you get overwhelmed by it, I again have separate videos about it. The links are in the description. The next point is audio. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Audio is as important as the video. When you're watching a video, you're not only watching the video, you're also listening to the audio. It's a complete experience. So even if you're shooting a video even at 8K with a super expensive camera, if the audio is not on point, the experience is not going to be good. It's not difficult to record good quality audio, but please do not use internal microphone of your camera. They are horrible. If you have less budget, use lav microphone. I started with a lav microphone and it works great most of the times. I have also started using shotgun microphone for vlogging. Right now, I'm using a USB microphone. You cannot see it because it's not in the frame. The point I'm trying to make is there are a lot of different audio gear to record good quality audio. I will link some of my favorite products in the description below. One very important tip while recording audio is make sure you're not clipping the audio. Let me explain what I'm trying to say. When you're shooting a video or when you're taking an image, we make sure we don't clip the highlights because we cannot recover the overexposed highlights in post-processing. Similarly, if you clip the audio, think of it as overexposed highlights. You cannot recover that in post. So you have to reduce the gain, meaning underexpose the image. But if you shoot a very dark image and try to bump it up in post, you get noise. Similar is the case with audio. If you shoot an audio with very less gain and then you bump it up in post, you are also going to get noise. So the idea is to find proper balance and you're good to go. Another important aspect of audio is music. Music can completely change the mood of the video. Doesn't matter how good your video is, if the music is not good, the audience is not going to connect with it. The question is, where do you find good music? That's where the sponsors of today's video comes into the picture, Upbeat. Upbeat is an awesome new music platform where you can find really high quality music for your videos for free. Yes, for free. The whole website is built for video creators. Suppose I want an epic cinematic soundtrack for my video. I can go to cinematic, epic, and there's a whole playlist for me. Now let's say I want to narrow it down. I'm looking for something energetic and instrumental, and my video is about 2 to 4 minutes long. Instead of having a big playlist to listen to, now I have a short list of the exact tracks I'm looking for. I can listen to them one by one while watching the videos I have shot. This helps me to understand which music will be best and suit the mood of the video. The best thing about Upbeat is it's free and the music is really good. With a free account, you can download 10 tracks per month. If you have a YouTube channel, you won't get any copyright claims. And for a YouTuber, I think 10 tracks per month is more than enough. But if you want unlimited downloads, you can get Upbeat Premium for $6.99 or 500 Indian rupees per month. So check it out. Upbeat is the first free music platform for creators. You can create a free account and start downloading music straight away using the link in my description. The next point is lighting. Lighting is something a lot of people, including me, find it confusing. Earlier, I used to shoot videos completely in natural light. I was very afraid of experimenting with artificial lights. Once I started using it, I realized it's not that difficult. What you're seeing right now is a single light setup. I'm only using one video light with a softbox to achieve this effect. This is how my room looks with the normal lighting. This is how it looks without any lighting, just the natural light coming from the window. This is with the video light on. The problem with the naked video light is it's too harsh and you can see the harsh shadows being created. So to soften the light, I attach a softbox along with a honeycomb grip to make the light a bit focused, and this is the final result. For product shots, I use similar lighting setup. For this one, I used a small LED light as well just to light a product a bit more. I'm not an expert when it comes to lighting, to be honest, but what I've learned is you can't learn about lighting unless and until you practically start using it. Even today, I experiment with all the resources I have and then I settle on a final look. Super important tip for everyone: get it right in camera. You have all the editing tools and you can make a good video look better, but you cannot make a bad video look good. Hope you're getting what I'm trying to say. If it looks good in camera, it's going to look much better when you edit the video. If you mess up the lighting while recording the video, there's not much you can do while editing it. The next point is focusing. The cameras nowadays are getting a lot better in terms of autofocus. Earlier, I used to only use manual focus. Nowadays, I started using autofocus more because the camera is able to track my face and I feel much more comfortable to use autofocus now than I used to do before. Doesn't matter how good your camera, lighting or your setup is, if the video is not in focus, honestly, there's no point in it. 10 out of 10 times your videos should be in focus. The question I get a lot of times is, what should I use? Auto or manual focus? Well, I have a detailed video about it. I would highly recommend you to watch that. In short, whether to use auto or manual focus depends on two things. One is your camera and second is the type of shot. As I said, if you have the latest camera with the latest autofocus technology and it can track the subject and keep it in focus throughout the video, go ahead and use autofocus. It's much more convenient. Second is type of shot. There are certain shots where the camera's autofocus is not going to work. For example, if the subject is not in the frame initially, the camera cannot autofocus because there is no subject to track. If you're shooting in low light, the camera will find it difficult to focus and it can result in focus breathing. That looks extremely unprofessional. At such times, I prefer using manual focus. One tip I would like to give you while using manual focus is don't shoot wide at f1.4 or f1.8. Because if there's even a bit of movement of the subject relative to the camera, the subject will be out of focus. Rather, stop down and shoot at f4 or f5.6. You get a bit less depth of field, but even if there's a bit of movement, you get that freedom and the subject will be in focus. If you keep these things in mind, your videos are going to look and feel much more professional. That's it from this video, guys. I hope you people enjoyed the video. If the video helped you, press the like button. New to the channel, for more such content, subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.